revolves around Rising Star. What does it revolve around?
Rising Star.
Rising Star. It revolves around Rising Star. Our regional director had that little bit of stickability. It had that real gas power, that real vroom vroom, if you would, that would make it go like this, but then make it spike like that. Does that make sense to you guys? Regional director was the gas that made things go extremely fast. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, on how to be able to break regional directors literally this month. Is this slide in the middle? I don't know which one you guys are seeing and which ones I'm seeing. Ah, okay. Figured it out. You guys been hearing a lot about this, have you not? N2B this, N2B that. March to $1 billion. Nick referenced it a lot yesterday. You guys excited about being the first company to be able to do that just a little bit? Is that a good milestone? Not goal, it's a milestone. It's a good milestone. Nick referenced and talked a lot about that. You know, the $1 billion challenge in sales, hitting that by next national success training. Then after that, hitting $1 billion run rate, which is $86 million a month. From there, doing that in 1 year. And where do we go from there? $1 billion a month. Do you guys believe that we can do that as a company? You know, Nick talked a little bit about that, and what that means is it's not about the number. Numbers are just a way to be able to keep score. They don't mean anything. What the numbers represent is the best word. What the numbers represent is the number of families that are being affected from that number. The amount of people that have qualified for the regional director position. The amount of families that are now able to stay at home and work and spend more time with their family. That's what that number represents. But I've got a better idea. March to $1 billion. People excited about that? Say, I am? I believe, before we can do any of that, everyone say, Jay, what do you believe?
Jay, what do you believe?
Say, Jay, what do you believe?
Jay, what do you believe?
What I believe is that none of that matters until we first march to your BMW. Who's ready to march to your BMW? Let me hear some excitement if you're ready to march to your BMW. This is where it all starts. It all starts with marching to your BMW. We can't go any further until we first get you there. How many of you guys are ready to march to your BMW? Say it one more time for me. Say, I am.
I am.
We're going to get that done. Here's the contributing factor that I found for everybody that's run to a BMW. Here's the contributing factor that I found is that, you know, the keys to success. I hear this all the time. Jay, what's the keys to success? What is the guiding philosophy that's going to be able to help you guys move to that position of regional director? In my opinion, the guiding philosophies of success. You know, what creates, you know, all the hitting the levels? What creates breaking more rising stars? What contributes to hitting a BMW, getting that $25,000 check? What contributes to someone who is extremely successful versus somebody who is just on their way? Success is nothing more than being able to find a way to serve others. That's success. If you can find a way to serve others, then you will ultimately become successful. Asking for something yourself does not matter. It's all about how can I serve others. And if you can serve many, then you can get anything and obtain everything and have all the success that you want in your lives. Would you guys agree with me on that? Running to regional director, what does it really mean? How can you serve and how can you help? How many people hit Rising Star? How can you serve and how can you help 6 people hit what? 6 people hit what? 6 people hit Rising Star. That's it. Racing to regional director is simply helping 6 people become a rising star. And the most beautiful thing I love about this position, what I know for a fact, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that each and every one of you guys can do it. Every single one of you can do it. Every single one of you has the capability, you know the people, you have the tools, you have the skill sets, you have the communication, you've got everything in order to be able to achieve this. Would you agree with me on that? Some of you do, some of you don't. What I've found is that it all comes down to belief. It all comes down to belief. What did Henry Ford say? Whether you think you can or think you can, you're right. Success is founded on serving others. However, it has three guiding principles, in my opinion. In order to be able to achieve something, you first got to be able to imagine that it's possible. You first got to be able to imagine it. Have you ever thought of what it's like to drive a BMW? I mean, come on. I don't mean just drive a BMW. I mean roll this mother right up to your friend's house that told you this wouldn't work and park the whole thing right on the lawn and just do this. Can you imagine that? Have you ever imagined pulling into a driveway this way and pulling out with the nose by spinning the car around in your friend's lawn? Been there, done that. Told ya. You see, imagination is more important than knowledge itself. I believe it was Einstein that said that. You've got to be able to imagine what it would be like having an extra $1,500, an extra $2,000, an extra $3,000 coming in every month. What would you do with that money? An extra $3,000 a month. What would you do with that money? Here's what I want you to do right now. Let's imagine that you had that BMW. I want you to turn to your neighbor right now and I want you to tell them the funniest thing or the most exciting thing that you would do with that car within the first week of having it. Whether it's taken for a family vacation,
Got a ticket the first round.
Spin it up. Turn to your neighbor and tell them what the most fun thing would be that you would do with that car within the first 7 days. The most fun.
Drive.
I governed it out in the first hour.
Brian, I really want to hear what you just said. What did you do?
Come on, kick charge to my imagination.
I don't want it.
What about you, Barbara?
Go to Vegas.
Go to Vegas?
All right, so once you imagine that, and you know that it's there, you know that it's possible. How many of you guys know that this is possible? Say, I know this is possible.
I know it's possible.
The next part, once you imagine it, is that you've got to actually believe it's possible. Do you guys believe that it's possible? Because here's one thing that I can tell you. You're all human beings. You all live and breathe. And one philosophy that I've always lived my life by is that if you are human, because I meet a lot of aliens, if you are human and you can do something, who else can do it? Who else can do it?
I can.
I can do it. Point to yourself and say, I can do it.
I can.
See, if somebody else can do it, you can do it. That's the most beautiful thing about seeing great achievements, is that if they can do it, you can do it. What was the Bannister Mile, the 4-minute mile? He broke that 4-minute mile. He was the first person ever to do it. There was scientific proof showing that the 4-minute mile was impossible. What was it? What was it, guys? Impossible. It was impossible. However, even with all the facts, even with all the data, even with all the super secret people and the scientific advisory boards and the people that studied human beings, they said the human body could not achieve the 4-minute mile. Roger Bannister, did he listen to all that noise? Did he listen to all that garbage? He said it was noise. What did he say it was? Noise. He said it was noise. He went out and he got it done. He made it happen. He defied the odds. Everybody say, defy the odds.
Defy the odds.
He defied the odds. Now the funny part is that once he went and got that done, a couple weeks later, what happened? Somebody else went and did it. A couple weeks later, what happened? Somebody else went and did it. Hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of people, just in a couple of years later, all went and got it done. What did they do? They got it done. They went and made it happen. Heck, I think I just read the other day that a baby actually crawled the 4-minute mile at this point. You see, what you believe is possible is it's so dangerous. You've got to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can achieve something, because it's that 1%. What is it?
1%.
1%. It's that 1% of doubt that'll take you out. It'll take you out. Belief is knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt. Belief is crystal clear. It is laser focus. It is complete and utter vision that there is no failure. Failure is not an option. Belief is a feeling of absolute certainty. Feeling is a belief of absolute certainty. And if you have that belief, then ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, you can accomplish anything. If these people up here can do it, you can do it. If every 40 minutes somebody can do it, say, I can do it.
I can do it.
Say, I can do it like you mean it.
I can do it.
Now I want you to say, I can do it with absolute and complete conviction and complete certainty. Go.
I can do it.
One more time, go. How many of you guys realize that there's going to be distractions? Yep. Anyone have any of those distractions?
Every day.
Distractions are going to come. They will come in many forms, but it's those distractions that really keep the thing alive. It really keeps your head in the game. It really keeps you moving. It keeps you guessing. Because you're writing a book. What are you writing?
A book.
You're writing a book. And imagine, what kind of book would this be? Chapter 1. Everything's fine. Chapter 2. Everything's fine. Chapter 3. Everything's fine. Would that be a very exciting ride? Would you continue reading that book? Ladies and gentlemen, that book I'm referencing is your life. That book that you're writing right now, is your life. You've got to embrace the ups and downs. You've got to embrace the distractions, but you cannot get distracted. So you got to embrace all the stuff that's happening out there, but you can't get distracted. You've got to put your blinders on if you want to achieve and hit a goal. What do you need? Blinders. Does any of you guys have blinders out there? If I was to lay out a game plan for you, would you be able to put your blinders on and run like the wind? Because guys, noise is going to happen. Distraction is inevitable. Blake talks a lot when he does his trainings that you can either break through or you can break down. Challenges are inevitable. Break through or break what?
Yeah.
Break through or break what?
Yeah.
Break down? You don't want to do it. But guys, the distractions, they're going to come from everywhere. Do you know what I say to distractions? Honestly, this is what goes through my head every time somebody tries to distract me. It's just noise. It's noise. Jay, you can't do it. Ah! I stop them right there. And I say, it's just noise. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be a part of it. Because gang, when you've got your blinders on, and when you are focused, and when you are completely certain, and you are completely convicted in what you are doing, there is not one single thing that anybody could possibly say that could distract you. But you've got to turn a blind eye to the noise. And here's what I do with the noise. I just don't listen to it. Turn to the person to your left and say, quit making noise.
Quit Quit making noise.
I'm running the regional director. What does noise look like? Noise looks like,